Hello, everybody. It's Tracy from Kangaroo Club Kicks, and welcome to another episode of What Has Changed Your Life. So tonight's topic is COVID-19. I know. We've talked about COVID a lot. You're hearing it so much, but we thought we'd come on and we thought we would talk about some ways to de-stress, talk about our experiences in healthcare with COVID, and let's talk about our fears, our anxieties, things that are really bugging us. Maybe you have questions that we can help you with. My guest tonight is Caroline, and she is an RPN, one of my fellow healthcare friends, and she works in a group home out east of Toronto, and she has been an RPN for 23 years. And she's also a Kangaroo Jumps fitness instructor and my partner in crime with our online platform with Jim Go for our Kangaroo Jumps. So welcome, Caroline. So glad you could join me tonight. She's in her car.
This is the only quiet spot I have, right? Too many children at home. It's just too crazy.
Yeah, don't mind my frazzled hair. I wear a cap in the OR all day, so this is what I look like when I get home. So you are seeing the real deal.
That's okay. I put a little makeup on because I don't wear makeup at work either. No one cares at work.
No one cares at work. I know. All they see for me is this. This is it.
Exactly.
That's all they see. Even the patients, they just see this. That's it.
Yeah.
So the only thing that ever gets done on my face is my mascara and my eyeliner. That's it. That's all I got. So that's okay. I've got voices in the background because, this is real life, right? This is what happened. So tonight's topic, COVID-19. And I want, Caroline, for you to tell me a little bit about, with you working in a group home, what has been your experience dealing with COVID-19 with your clients, with what you do, some of your fears and anxieties that you've had during this whole entire thing. So share with me a little bit about your experience and how COVID-19 has changed your life.
So I guess right now the way it's been changing is now we are in masks 24/7. We still do the hygiene care, the direct contact with the individuals, but it has definitely changed of how you do the direct care. I think you're more cautious. You're like I know for myself, I usually have my protective eyewear on as well when I do hygiene care, just to protect myself and protect the individuals. I think the biggest thing that has changed as well is a lot of our individuals did a lot of community activities, whereas now that's limited.
Yes.
We try and get out in the community for walks and different things, but it has changed drastically. I think right now what we are experiencing is a little bit of anxiety and fear because things have opened up a little more on my end. I know at your end, you're in the red zone again.
We're in the red zone.
Whereas we're in the green zone, which is good. But on the other hand, it's a little bit scary too, because some of our individuals might be going out in places and, it's sometimes hard with some of our guys because sometimes they don't always have the proper hand hygiene and all that kind of stuff. So we have to make sure we're teaching them properly. So
yes.
Yeah. So
your group is a vulnerable group. They're probably next to our elderly. They are probably one of our most vulnerable group is the group homes. And so making sure education is so important in terms of, hand hygiene, wearing face masks and shields if necessary. I know they're not shields right now, but definitely the mask and the hand hygiene are number one.
And I think the barrier that we're finding as well is some of our individuals are not as receptive as to wearing a mask. Yes. And that sometimes poses a problem because now we can't go see health professionals because they don't want to see people without a mask. So that becomes a huge challenge.
And I also want to remind people, I know that there's, some people are a little bit skeptical about why we wear a mask. And one of the things that I tell people is the mask is protecting others from you. And that's the goal of the mask, right? It's not, people are like, oh, but that's the job of the mask, is to protect you, protect them from getting it from you. So that's kind of the thing about the whole mask, and decreasing what we call, and I'll put my nurse hat on right now, it's the viral load of the virus. So what does that even mean? What does viral load mean? So if you are exposed to, let's say somebody's got water in a spray bottle and they spray it directly on your face, right, with no mask on, you're going to feel all of that water on your face. So by decreasing how much you get exposed to when you put something on your face, a mask, for example, and you spray that spray bottle, some of that water is going to be stopped by the mask. And that's the point, right? And then if I cough or talk, whenever I, do any of those things, I'm becoming the spray bottle by speaking. We're moving things out. So that's what the idea behind the mask is. And I know there are people that will probably, make comments about masks, but they are important and they do have a purpose. So it's very important that we wear the mask and do what we're supposed to do. So do you find tensions at work are higher now that we're in COVID and we're heading into a pretty big second wave? How do you find the tensions at work?
They're pretty high. Yeah, I would definitely say they're pretty high. We still have a relatively low count in where we are, but they are starting to go up a little bit. I think a lot of people are apprehensive too about if other places shut down, are people going to start coming towards us?
Right.
To maybe access other things, right? Like maybe they'll go to our Costco or something, right? Like I think a lot of people are apprehensive about that. Okay, is everybody going to start? Because I mean, back in the spring and summer, it was all the a lot of people were apprehensive about cottagers.
Yes, and I have a cottage. Mine's in Halliburton, and we were asked not to come. Back in the first wave, and probably will be asked not to come in the second wave as well, because they didn't want us, city folk, bringing it to them up to the Halliburton, up to the Highlands, where there's nothing going on up there right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's happened. It's already happened that people have brought it back here.
Right. Exactly.
So so I think a lot of people are apprehensive about that for sure.
Now, at your workplace, do they have supports for you guys in place at all?
As far as protective equipment, or in terms of mental?
Mental, absolutely. Emotional
mental health.
Exactly.
I know we do have like a service that we could call and talk to somebody. I think, but I don't think it's necessarily just for COVID. I think it's for anything that's happening in your life.
Right.
I've never personally accessed it. Other than that, I think for us, we just really support each other as a team. I have a team that I work with, and I think over time, especially the nature of my job, because they're group homes and you work with the same kind of people all the time, that you become almost like a family.
Yes.
So so you support each other and you help each other, and it is tough because you don't want burnout, and you don't want because it was tough for a while. Spring, summer, it was really tough trying to get people to cover shifts and different things, because then it became where you could only work at one job or another, because people have 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah. Same with us. Yeah. Same with us.
Yeah. So they had to choose. Either they wanted to stay with us or they wanted to stay with their other jobs. So that became really tough too, because we lost a bunch of people, right? So
Yes.
that was really tough.
And
Yeah.
exactly same for us. It was they basically said you have to make a choice. Do you want to work, here or at the other institution? And I think we're going to see that. Well, I think a lot of people have just stayed in one place. I don't think they've moved on. So, which is really good. But I want to, just a shout out to our healthcare colleagues out there who are watching. We're thinking about you and each other, and we know it's, tough times right now and with COVID and everything. And I know that we're heading into a second wave, and we just have to, like you said, be supportive of each other and services that are out there that are provided for everyone. If you're in a hospital, it's the EAP program. If you're in the, at your workplace, it's, whatever your workplace has. Most of them have a program that you can access if you feel like you're overwhelmed. So there's also other resources as well, because part of this discussion tonight we wanted to talk about was tips that you can use to help yourself de-stress in everyday life. So a couple of things that I wanted to just, get out there is I did some, sussing out, as well as stuff that I know generally. Caroline, what are some of your tips that you use to help decrease your stress before we go into some of the other resources that we have?
So for me, it's always been exercise. I could have the worst day ever, and exercising just releases a lot of tension, stress. Sometimes in the past, I've even done kickboxing and things like that. Really, that really reduces stress.
That's how we get our
it's not nice to say, but sometimes you picture something.
Yeah.
And you just go on, punch a bag.
Something not one.
Yeah. Obviously, because you and I are instructors in Kangoo jumps, that is a huge stress reliever. Time with family, right? Taking self-care, right? Like self-care is important. I know it's really hard.
So important.
I am also a really bad one for that, where I don't take time because I'm busy working. I'm trying to do my business. I'm, when the pandemic started, I was still teaching at the college as well. So I had like 3 jobs going at once. So yeah, there were days where I was pulling my hair out. There's nothing bad about a nice cup of coffee or a glass of wine.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes you just need one of those. Yep. But I think a big thing too is communication. Yes. Communication with either like friends or fellow colleagues, or just to talk about anything, about what you're going through, or yeah.
Absolutely. I think talking it out and letting people know it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And I know I've talked lots about experiences that I've had lately, and where, somebody said to me one day, one of my surgeons I was working with said to me, after a very difficult case and things like that. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not okay." And it's good to let people know, because, it's very easy to put a smile on our face, go to work. Oh, I'm so happy. And then take all our emotions and just shove it down. Right?
Yeah.
Just let's bury it. Right? But that's not healthy, because then that comes up in different ways. Right? And so it's to say I'm not okay than it is to say, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Like you feel like you're Ross from Friends. I'm fine. It's not good, right? You're not, right? You're
no,
not.
exactly.
I think communicating and letting people know when you're struggling is so, so important. And I also think that you made some good points there about exercise. Like you said, both of us use our Kangoo jumps. And I can't stress enough how important it is to move your body,
Yeah.
to get rid of that stress in your body, whether it's walking, Kangoo jumps like we do, or whether it's, yoga perhaps, or Pilates or bar or whatever you're into, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
moving your body for at least 20 minutes a day is so, so, so important.
It just, it, for one thing, for us, like it removes a lot of toxins in your body.
Right.
And
Exactly.
when you have a lot of things happening in your life, that builds up as well.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
also it changes your breathing as well.
Yes.
Like yoga or anything that you do, right? It changes that breathing and it makes you focus on something different. So
Yes.
you could have a whole bunch of stuff going on, but it distracts you from, in the moment of what you're doing. And
Exactly.
yeah,
And regrounding yourself, because I think that doing a body scan of what's happening is so important, right? When
yeah,
you feel anxiety or stress, you need to do a little bit of a body scan. You're like, okay, what's going on? And that is actually one of the tools that is high on the list at CAMH, which is the mental health institution of
yeah,
Canada, and that's in Toronto. It's called CAMH. And that's one of their techniques is body scanning, right? And that includes your breath and focusing on your body and focusing on relaxing your body and getting it back to being center, right? Whether
yeah,
you put your feet on the ground or on the chair and they're nice and flat and you just breathe, right? And
yeah,
you slow everything down, and then you just mentally go, okay, and sometimes even putting a warm cloth or a warm pad, like a heating pad on your shoulders, just to kind of take that tension away is super, super important too.
yeah.
And also, as well as the yoga, just turning on some tunes, dancing
Yes,
around,
music.
right?
Yes, music is big.
It's like fantastic for your soul, right? You just
Yeah,
put on music, make it loud, dance, have fun. Who cares, right? Nobody
yeah.
dance like nobody's watching. That is so super important. And
I find laughing too, right? Humor.
oh my gosh, yes. Yeah,
And
laughing
we
is
and we have enough of it.
yeah, you and I have a very similar sense of humor.
We always have something happen and then it's just
Yeah.
all you can, and honestly, sometimes if you can just laugh about it, oh my goodness, it just makes the situation so much better.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yes. Absolutely 100%. Yeah, you gotta laugh, right?
Yeah.
And what else? What else do I have in my little notes here? We did to, and also, as you say, talking with friends about what's going on. If you guys want any of these resources, I'm going to put in
Mhm.
comments here. So CAMH, like I said, they have a hotline, and the hotline is for anyone. So if you're feeling stressed, you feel like you need, I'm going to put it in the comments. If you feel like you need someone to talk to, we're just gonna see if that.
And reach
There you
out to
go.
people.
That's right. There's
Honestly,
the MH hotline. It's a suicide hotline, and if anybody needs any help, any guidance, even if you're concerned about somebody that that's a great number. They have fantastic
yeah.
resources at CAMH, and definitely reach out to them if you're feeling overwhelmed with all this, because COVID-19 is very overwhelming.
It is because, and I think a lot of people, because they're isolated, depression is really on an all-time high.
Yes.
Um, feeling lonely. Yeah, like especially when we first got locked down, it was very isolating. It was
Yeah.
very, it was a huge disruption, right? Because there's some people who are just not used to being home all the time. And
Yeah.
things like that. I mean, obviously, like you and I couldn't stay home, um, but that was really, and it's still going on, right? Because
Yeah.
now there's
We're back
more
to
restrictions coming in again.
it. Yep.
Um, it's very, and it's not. You have to definitely find the little things in life that
Hmm.
bring you joy and that lift you up, because I know, like, I mean, for me, it besides the exercising and stuff, I do love to shop. I do. And I get in trouble with that, but right now, like, it's not really fun to go shopping because
Um,
you can't look at stuff like you normally do, and then you're worried about going the wrong way with arrows, and I'm like, oh dear Lord, I don't know what I'm doing.
I know. I know. I've caught myself so many times going down the wrong aisle in the grocery store, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, turn around,
And then I think one of the clerks,
because you're going down the aisle wrong.
yeah, and one of the clerks were laughing at me because I said to her, I said, am I allowed to touch the product? I don't even know if I'm allowed to touch it. She's like, yeah, you can grab it. But you just, yeah, I think a lot of people, it's the uncertainty, right? It's
Yes,
very much the uncertainty, because I think a lot of
absolutely.
people kind of want to know where it's going, what you're doing. Yeah, and that's hard. That's very hard.
Yes, and we're discovering a new normal until we have a vaccine available
Yeah,
to us that is tried, tested, and true. It's definitely a time where things are a little bit yeah, things are not what we knew before. So, this
no,
is what we call our new normal, right? This is how we are for the next little while until those things get into place and this thing gets a little bit more under control, so to speak.
yeah.
So how do you feel when you think about this experience in the last, 8 months or so? I want to say probably since February, because I remember when you and I were heading to Cancun, we were
Yeah.
aware of it even then.
Yes. Yes.
And
We were kind of nervous about going. That's
we
for
were a
sure.
little bit nervous about going because we were like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, what's gonna happen?" Although being
Yeah,
stuck in for a little
we
while
were
was tough.
prepared. We had our masks and everything just in case.
Well, but that's the thing, right? So I think we became aware of it a little bit earlier than most people just because of what we do for a living,
Yes.
and having access to those resources a little bit ahead of time is always kind of nice too, right?
Yep.
So you and I guess I want to say have been dealing with this since February.
Yep.
And so what for you has changed lifestyle wise? Has this made things a little bit more difficult in the sense of, when you're dealing with, kids and husband and home and working life, because you and I are both still working? Or have you found ways to make a good experience out of this? So tell me what your thoughts are on that.
Honestly, I think in some ways it's been a good thing.
Hmm.
It's made me have to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I was never home. I was always jetting off to wherever.
Yes.
I mean, my husband said that all the time. Well, you're never home because you're either teaching a class or you're, at work or you're out, or so. It's actually, he actually said to me, I am very impressed of how you've dealt with this because you're not a homebody. And he's like, and you've just kind of embraced it.
Yeah.
It is very different because I do have my kids home right now. They're doing all their schooling and everything online. That's a challenge in itself.
Hmm.
But I have found it's been more positive because, yeah, it's made me slow down.
Yep.
It's made me focus on different things as well. Like for instance, for me, for like our Kangoo jumps, I think I've come so much further in my training and in my practicing and in my things um, than I think I would have if I this had have never happened.
Actually, I
Um,
agree with you there, 100%. Yeah, 100%. We've been able
yeah,
to be more of learners as opposed to teachers
yeah,
with time.
yeah, and I think more things have opened up in a different way. that never would have. Like different, I know sometimes it's hard to do like courses online or things like that, but there's things that have come up that maybe we wouldn't have time for before. I mean, we are definitely really busy and it's hard to sometimes get to those things. But it's just, yeah, I think overall, like I know for our home life, we eat dinner together more now.
Yeah. It's the
right. The kids are home.
Yeah. It's those
my oldest one is working. I know your kids are working as well.
Yeah, they are.
But I just find it's slowed them as well down.
Them in the background now.
I just find like it has, I find for family life, it has slowed things down. Now for myself, it's been a challenge because my husband and my schedule never really coincide together, really.
Well,
but I think
so. He's doing shift work too, and he's dealing with those stressors as well, right?
Exactly. But I know I think I'm starting to become a tiny little bit more comfortable, because at first it was really scary because of what he does for a living, what I do for a living, and are we going to give it to each other, or are we going to pass it on at home? I think we have found a little more of a balance, but I think for a lot of families, from what I hear too, is they've actually kind of thought outside of the box of things to do together as a family that they never did before.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. I think it's putting those things into perspective, the things that we kind of forget because we're so programmed to go here, go there, do this, do that, running, we're just everywhere. And now it's like, I agree with you 100%. It's like, I'm home a lot more now than I was before. And, I don't know whether my family likes it, but so I'm home a lot more. Absolutely. And it's kind of nice not having to, worry about, okay, where do I have to go next? Where do I have to be next? And you know what I mean? It's kind of nice to be like, oh, I just can come home and make dinner and just have dinner with the family, and that's it, right? If the kids aren't working. So I agree with you 100%. I think with you, it's definitely, same with me. It's definitely slowed things down for me as well. And I've become more of a student learning about, the Kangoo jumps and the different choreographies and that from our mentor in Germany, Aliza. And
Team Aliza.
And and that's been so much fun. Just taking.
Well, I don't think we would have had that opportunity before, right? It's because it didn't exist, and I think a lot of things like that is because of even for ourselves, because I know you and I always struggle with technology and things like that. But
I'm just happy
we even learned more about that. Like even we've learned more about that side, or even just being more comfortable learning or doing things with that. When we first shut down, that's how we did classes. We did them all online. We never did that before. So that was a new learning experience of learning how to put that together. I think it kind of boosted our confidence of, teaching, speaking, just different. It's an entirely different process. So I think that's where the growth came from, for sure.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So I know that we've only got one more minute left, and I want to thank everybody who came on and joined us tonight. And I hope you got some great information about tips and tricks that you can use to decrease your stress during this COVID-19 time until we can kind of figure out what our normal is and hopefully get a vaccine soon. And Caroline, are there any parting words that you would like to share with our viewers about, how you think we can do this moving forward.
I think the biggest thing that we have to remember is we're in this together. We really are.
Yeah.
We need to actually come together instead of cutting each other down, like for sure.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is if you need to talk or if you need, reach out to somebody. Don't just sit on it. Don't, you know, there's so many other people that are feeling the same. That,
Yes.
you know, and it's not an unnormal feeling because it is very uncertain times right now. So communication is huge, and do things for yourself. Treat yourself, even the little things in life.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
like if you want that hot chocolate with whipped cream, go for it.
Yeah,
right?
Go for it.
Just go for it. Just get it.
Exactly. So just
the CAMH suicide hotline number on the bottom screen, and that's the number if you feel that you need to chat with somebody, or if you feel like there's a family member that you're concerned about, then there's the number. Give them a call, and they will have so many resources down at CAMH that will be able to help you and help you with whatever it is that you're struggling with, because sometimes, like we said earlier, it's okay to not be okay. So I want to thank
we all need some help.
We all need help. So thank you everybody again for tuning in. I'm Tracy from Kangaroo Club Kicks, and thank you to my guest tonight, Caroline, for joining me. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next time on What Has Changed Your Life.